Reading slumps, we've all had them, we've all been there. They come out of nowhere, they will catch you when you least expect it. But how do we get out of them? I'm going to share some of my top tips for how I get out of a reading slump.
Huh?
Of how I get out of a reading slump. I would love for you to share your tips in the comments below as well. I recently posted a short about being in a reading slump, but don't worry because it's going to be me. It was just supposed to be something a little bit fun, but that for some reason just absolutely got 17k views. Don't know why. I've had people ask me on like lives and things like that, how do you get out of a reading slump? So it just felt fitting to do this as today's video. Firstly, reading slumps are completely normal. Everybody gets them. They will just come out of nowhere, and you can either choose to ride it out or let it die completely. So the choice is yours to make. I feel like once you've had a few slumps and gotten out of a few slumps, you kind of figure out which method is going to be the one to get you out of this slump. Um, I know that if I've read a fantasy that my brain's just not working afterwards, I know what to read to try avoid a slump. I have kind of learned how my brain works, and sometimes I know that I just need to do something completely different. Otherwise, we're just going to be a month down the line and I've not picked up a book. Here are my top tips for getting out of a reading slump that I do personally. My first tip would be to completely switch genres. So if you've just come out of like a heavy fantasy, you've had to use your brain a lot, you've been following along a plot, there might be multi POV, like all this extra brain, that's all I can say to describe it. I just need to completely switch it up. If I went into another fantasy, I'm half reading. I'm not taking it all in to the best of my abilities. It's not all the time. Sometimes I can do back-to-back fantasies, but sometimes I just need that little break in between. Sometimes I do it in between a big series as well to try like just give myself that little whoosh before going into the next book. And what I tend to go for is a cutesy small town vibe or a sports romance, something completely different that's light-hearted, that's an easy read, easy to follow along. I'm not guessing. I'm not having to worry about like the main character potentially getting unalived, like we're not stressing, we're just there for a good time. Some of these do often have darker themes, and I feel like that's still okay to be in that kind of environment for me. Obviously, not for everyone. Some people just want the happy ever after. It is what it is. You can predict as it goes, and I love that. But I also do love like having it still a little bit of extra, like, oh, in there just to keep my brain going a little bit. Some series that I absolutely love and will go back to time and time again. When in Rome series by Sarah Adams. Love that one. Anything cowboy like Elsie Silver, Lila Sage. They just do it so well. Sports romance, particularly ice hockey romance. Some of them that I go to, they're all the same, but I absolutely love it, and I will eat it up each and every time. So just switching the genre completely. I find if I read a lot of romance in a row, I'm desperate for something else. So I will go to then a fantasy or a dystopian. I'm not the biggest thriller girl, but I do try squeeze a few thrillers or at least a YA one. I'm partial to a little YA thriller. I think for me, for thrillers, I just find them too like the pattern recognition. I just get annoyed because I'm like, well, I guessed that at the start, but that's me. Everybody is completely different. I love to just like switch it up, maybe even go for like something completely different, like a non-fiction. If you're like really wanting to read, try a different genre. Number two, if you have a particular comfort book that you can go back to time and time again, and it's just like, yes, or like an auto by author that you know that you're just gonna gel with from the start. Already love their work. It reduces the pressure of like trying to enjoy the book because you know that you enjoy it and it reminds you kind of like why you enjoyed it in the first place. So either rereading a book that's like your comfort book or a comfort author. I have a few comfort authors that I know doesn't matter if I'm in a deep, deep slump, they're going to get me out of it. Number three is to try read some smaller books, like maybe pick up a little novella or a series of short stories so that you know you only have to read that tiny, tiny little bit and that's it. You're not having to worry about 3, 4, 500 pages, just nice, quick, short books just to like build that momentum back up a little bit. Number four, maybe try some audiobooks. I was adamant that I was not an audiobook girly until I was in one of the biggest slumps of my life. I didn't have time to read. I didn't have like the mental energy to come home, pick up a book, sit and focus with my eyes. So what I was doing instead was when I was working at a small business, I would pop my AirPods in and have an audiobook on while I was packing orders. And my gosh, I got through some books at a time where I thought I wasn't going to read anything at all. And I think the key for that is find narrators that you like. That took me a while, double the speed, at least double the speed, because sometimes the voices are just too slow and I'm like, can we get on with it, you know? A good thing to try if you work from home. I struggle to do this if I'm typing or anything like that because I will start typing what the book is saying. Take yourself on a little walk, something like that. Audiobooking, time will fly and you'll have smashed through some audiobooks. Something that I've been doing, which I need to get back to doing, is at the gym after doing my little weight session, I'll go on the treadmill for like 20 minutes, which tends to be a chapter for the audiobook that I'm reading. So I'll do like a chapter of that book, just walking on the treadmill. Discovering that I do actually like audiobooks did save me from one of my biggest slumps. So yeah, I think for me it's definitely depends on the narrator, depends on a lot of different factors for me personally with an audiobook, but you can always try them and if that narrator doesn't work for you, you can return it and, you know, pick another one. But if you really, really liked a particular narrator, you can click on their profile and find other books that they have also narrated in, which is super, super helpful. Tip number 5 would be to try set yourself a short goal. So maybe you say, I'll read 50 pages when I'm in bed before I go to sleep every night for the week. So then you're still reading a little bit, but you're not putting that pressure on yourself to try devour a book or like I'll read 10 pages, I'll read a chapter. Whatever works for you, just set yourself little short little goals that are easy to chase that dopamine from. Number 6 kind of follows on for that for me. What I have found helps me probably the most with reading is doing reading sprints. I mean, you can do these at home. I try host these on TikTok myself. I used to do a lot more, but I've just not been I've just not been able to do so lately, which hopefully we will be back trying to do some more regularly. So if you don't follow me on TikTok, there you go. But reading sprints, you can do these yourself. Get up a 20-minute timer on YouTube. There are so many. You can get the Pomodoro timers. I think that's how you say it, Pomodoro. And then literally choose the amount of time that you want to read and then have a little break. So I normally do a 20-10 split. Sometimes I'll do 25-5 split. And basically it tricks my brain into being like, I only have to read for this amount of time, then I have a break. So I find that I read more. The best thing about reading sprint lives is I get to chat to people in the breaks about books, about anything, and I find that really, really enjoyable. Find out how other people are finding their books, getting good book recs as well, and just put your phone down, don't pick it up, because once you pick it up, that's where the problems start. Number 7, for me, environment is a big factor. And I think that's a reason why I have slumped quite a bit this year so far. The last like 6 months I don't have like my reading space anymore. I have the bookshelves, but I don't have like a reading space anymore. And I have found that quite a struggle. So I know that for me, environment does play a huge part on that. So, how can you make a nice, comfy, cozy vibe for yourself and just be able to just relax and enjoy your book without like having any distractions around? I know that is really hard for a lot of people, but even just like, oh, get myself a nice crisp can of Coke to have while I read. Yeah, little things that you can add to just elevate your reading experience. Maybe get yourself a nice new candle or something like that. I love a candle. Number 8, learn to DNF. Or not DNF, sometimes a little soft DNF is absolutely fine. I know sometimes if I start reading a book, I might not be in the mood for that book right now. I could be enjoying it. I could be like not enjoying it, but I know that I should be enjoying it. So that's when I know, right, I need to put that book down. That is not for me right now. That is not for me ever, whichever way that goes. But just putting it down and being like, hey, it's fine. It's fine. Put the book down. You can always come back to it. This is the thing, like, especially if you have it physically, it's there. It's not going anywhere. Put the book down, try something else, come back to it when you want to, when you feel like it. Find the more that you read and the more that you have that situation, you know, right, this isn't for me right now. And there has been times where I've not enjoyed a book and then everyone's like, "Oh, I really, really loved it." And then I'll try it again when I'm in a different mood and I'm like, "Oh, okay, what was even wrong with me?" But that's just because I wasn't in the mood for that book. Being a read mood being a mood reader is so hard because one day you could be, "Yes, I absolutely want to read this really gory fantasy and blah blah blah." And then you go to pick it up the next day and you're like, I want some cowboys. Trust your brain, trust your mind, and put the book down if it is not what you need right now. The back of that, it's okay to DNF. Some books aren't for you, and not every book is for everyone. It's fine. Number 9, this one may sound a little bit weird, but watch bookish content. That will, I don't know what happens. I feel like when you are absorbing bookish content, watching people's reviews or favorites or things like that, it kind of gives you like a, oh, now I want to go read that. Oh, maybe I will enjoy that. Taking in bookish content in a different form, and it kind of inspires you a little bit. I know that one of my slumps that I had, I think I watched one of Surika's videos for a book that she was talking about that she absolutely loved. And then I immediately went and picked up that book and read it in one sitting. And I was like, okay, I just needed like that little bit of not a push, but like some comfort to like, but within the bookish space to be like, okay, we got this. Number 10 is do another hobby. And I know you all have another hobby because I feel like that's just kind of what we do. Like, it doesn't matter if books is your main hobby, you may have other hobbies. Like for me, colouring. Just trying a different hobby, do something a little bit different that you enjoy spending your time with. I have so many different hobbies: reading, colouring, gaming, um my brain's just gone. Some baking, and then sometimes like I do struggle with choosing which hobby I do want to do, and I want to do them all, so I'll do none of them and I'll sit in bed and just scroll, which is bad. But just go to a different hobby, put the books aside, they're still going to be here. It's fine. Whether you have them on Kindle, whether you have them physically, they're still going to be there. It's fine. Walk away, do something different. I hyperfixate on different ones all of the time, but books is the one that I do come back to the most. But I will have like a period where I'm like, okay, I just really want to play this supermarket simulator game, this bookshop simulator game, etc. And then I'll come back and I'll read a few books, and then I'm like, oh, I'm really hyperfixating on colouring at the minute. I have a little colouring set up. I need to rearrange, but I will flit between different hobbies because sometimes you just need to switch it up. And I do think that that has really helped my mindset when it comes to a reading slump and accepting that I just need to do something a little bit different, and that's fine. And then a little bonus one is just accept the slump, sit in it, experience life, go outside, accept the slump. Books are going to be there when you're ready to come back, and that is fine. When you are ready to pick up another book, you will know. This year I've had a lot of those kind of ones where I can't, but I just know that nothing's going to work and I just have to ride it out, and that is fine. There will be a book, or you'll see a book that you have on your shelf and you're like, I'm going to read you today, and you'll be out of your slump. And it's all back to normal until it happens again. I feel mood readers probably slump more than people that will just read whatever whenever. Like us being really hard on ourselves, if we are just not in the mood for that, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. You know? I really hope that was helpful. If you are in a reading slump right now, be sure to try out some of these different methods. Try figure out what works for you. And yeah, the more that you try things, the more that you will kind of be able to tell what is going to help you get out of that reading slump. Let me know in the comments what is your one thing or more that helps you get out of those reading slumps. I would love to know, and I would love some extra tips myself because sometimes it is struggle city. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We are nearly at 200 subscribers, which was my goal for the end of the year, and I'm just so excited. Like if we can push that goal to like 250, 300, I will be absolutely over the moon. I'm really trying to be consistent with this. I know this one was very, very late. I'm sorry. I fell asleep. I have got a bonus video of me reading The Shadow That Finds Us coming very, very soon. I just need to edit it. It was going to take too long, and you know, I didn't want to rush the edit. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys later. Bye.